point for no intro. I'm just going here real quick. But yeah, um, we have to realize that AI technology has always been here. Okay, it's not something new. That being said, dealing with the metaverse and all that extra shit, it actually worked. Okay, you want to know how? Because when you wake up, you take the shades off. Okay, so the thing about this shit is everything is a reflection of your DNA, meaning it's like pretty much like a dream or pretty much like a game. And when your memory is A to Z, beginning and end, that means that Alpha Omega was talking about what you have within you. Meaning this memory goes all the way back to the beginning. That's the only reason you're even fucking here at this moment. Okay? And that's being studied. Okay? Your genetics has always been what they've been studying, not the energy, because we're the creators of that. Okay? Just like we planning our creation out. But it's all about genetics. They're trying to see what's going on with the genetics. How is it going to uh, interfere? Um, I mean, how is it? What's the chemistry? What's the pathology? And what's the biology of what's going on? Okay. Named this. I was really about to get off topic, not really, but I named this live portals. So when I was looking at a short, it made me smile. I know niggas not really listening to me, okay? But consciousness is in the air. As long as you picking up to these downloads, you can see what's going on. Because these hurts that's hitting the planet is is like it resonates with the years the DNA been through. Okay, so that becomes a memory when you're introduced or exposed to this energy. Reason why they don't want you being exposed to this energy, because if your ass remember, then it can manifest here as an action or as a reality. So if say how you walk, you don't really think about walking, you just do it. You intuitively know how to walk. Okay, subconsciously walking, pretty much soul. Okay, so say if you were seeing yourself fly and your perspective matched soul, and your perspective or your spirit was saying that this experience was actually real. So if your brain's picking it up as this experience is actually real, it's gonna manifest here into a manifestation. So then you start picking up intuition on how to do so. So say if you were seeing yourself fly, you would start seeing the air science, pretty much dealing with your body, which generates fire, dealing with the water, and the consumptions of minerals that you put into your body, dealing with Kai. Okay, the four elements. The four elements have to work in the way it's supposed to work, and then it generates that into your body. Your memory is going to be what teaches you how to do it. Okay, it's just going to seem like um, I should have been did this before, because it's going to seem like common sense, because that's all it is. It's common sense. Okay, common sense. While we're going through a common era, okay, before Christ. Christ, remember, is the energy, not a motherfucker popping up in the sky. That's what Jesus said. Christ was coming back, not Jesus. Okay, Jesus already here. That motherfucker Zeus. Okay, that y'all giving praise to and all this extra shit. So when they have this little sacrifice with a red cow, it's always been used in witchcraft. And the cattle is supposed to represent us anyways. But it's dealing with the impurities and the purity. So all of that and they're doing witchcraft right now in the month of the portals, because April has always been the new year. That's why I've been telling y'all for the longest. April 1st, April Fools is actually the New Year's Day. Okay, and representing January, April representing January. January represents Anus the god, the two faces, the red and the blue. But that's also talking about your brain, your blue and your red, your 1 and your 12, your A and your B, because then when that energy denotes downwards, is going to denote C, which is the gamma. Okay? And gamma stands for what? The gamma wave, 72. Okay? Pole shift. Pole shift is just you changing state of matter. Okay? But April is the portal month because it's actually in reality January. April, the real April isn't till July, which April and July actually matches up in words too. But April is a portal month and it's also a denoting month, okay? Because it denotes a higher frequency, it denotes a new gear. And this new gear we going into is the 7, okay? So the 6th ether cycle, when that settles, that means you're going to see a lot of more people shifting. People are already seeing, they're seeing the demon syndrome. That's just dealing with 6 ether genetics, okay? So when we're talking about dimensions on a physical state, we're talking about the ethers, okay? So that's dealing with the 6th chromosome, okay? Everyone has it, but because it's just a certain amount of people who have the carbon 12, okay? And that's the cycle we're actually going through on a physical state. So you can up your mental consciously because you mentally affect your physical. So that depends on you. Other than that, you're going along with this physical state, okay? So I'm meaning like a lot of shit you're gonna see now, a lot of people doing, you could have been to that. Like the hands, you see that? That's the, hold on, let me, you see the hands, nigga? That's the motherfucking cross, okay? That's the cross dealing with the total eclipse. Your hands about to get activated, okay? These hands harness energy like the sun and control the poles. Well, I don't know about y'all, but mine's do. Reason I tell these niggas stop fucking with me is they keep doing witchcraft and shit. And this YouTube witchcraft. Niggas be coming at other peoples and stuff like that. It be really YouTube. They hiring people to do so. I know for sure they are. Okay? They're hiring people to do so on the chosen ones because how they're finding us is through this automated system anyways. To see who divine. Because low key we become like spies and shit for them. So it's like at the end of the day we changing up what the fuck happens on this timeline. Y'all can't. Because once we remember, we're changing the future. And we're changing the future back to greatness. But we have to always remember these devils, okay? Know thyself. If it ain't right, it ain't righteous because we're individually doing this shit as you wake up. When you're waking up nature consciousness too. You're giving dominion over that consciousness. It's imperative to know thyself and always remember. And if you do start to backside a little bit, just remember everything you learned to even get to that point because what you thought was not correct, it was. It was your intuition, your memory. And when you remember something, nobody can tell you wrong. Your intuition is your memory. That's that's when you have to match truth with it. It only operates in truth, love, okay? And that energy. Sometimes you gotta show some rootful energy just to show your heart. I mean, it always gets shown that way. I'm just saying, don't get too deep in, oh, I just have to be a nice ass. Now it comes to uh, a knowing, to the law of attraction. Sometimes it seems like you have to be an asshole, and really you could just be nice. Really, like, you don't, because you take in energy and reflect in energy, don't mean you have to reflect that same energy back. You, re, you reflect light and you keep it moving. That's matching your perspective. Other than that, your perspective is always going to get clogged or fucked with, especially when you're trying to help people. Your when truth your perspective, your true spirit, working with your subconscious, your soul, you have to stay in truth. It's awareness. Even your root chakra is awareness. Reason why you can't stay in fear. Because the truth is, fear is a military mechanism to go against you. You're not supposed to be fearful of things. You're supposed to be aware of things. Just like if something runs up on you, you don't get scared because when your brain's taught to be scared, your body shuts down and you freeze up for a little bit. Okay? And all the pressure goes to your heart too. Head, stomach. It's fucking with your chakras, period. Because of awareness, if you were aware, that deals with activation. Okay? Just like how fear, sadness, and madness activated the root. When that emotion is known for what it is, it's not a blockage. So when it comes to that awareness, okay? So I'm telling you to remove the fear in your defense, okay? And if they offended, they should have never did it in the first place. Out here pretending. But yeah, April is full of portals, just like July, just like October, and just like January. But it goes into the next month. So because it's denoting the higher state, anyways. Four phases dealing with Ezekiel wheel. April's one of those months that goes into May 8th. So April is like July 27th going into um, July 27th going into 8/8 for the Lionsgate portal. Okay, you have four of those a year. Those are your four phases. Okay, but this month is represented as Anus, even though they call it April. It's really Anus, January. So to realize what's going on in the sky right now, Aunt Aries, which is not Mars or not the moon, because the backside of the moon is red, apparently. So in my eyes, you look at the moon to tell the phase of the sun. So it's a lot of whoopsie daisies. But me knowing at this timeline or where it was supposed to denote the seven, I'm saying this gamma is going to hit between now and May. Really, between now and June 2nd, because that's really the second resurrection, but then that's March 2nd. Okay, so that being the second resurrection, it makes a lot of sense because that deals with the V2, and the V2 deals with uh, the two suns. And when it's more up that means that the brain gotta be working in synergy, or you're just not gonna be here. It's gonna be too much energy, okay? Which forms a lot of paralysis and problems like that because the cells can't reproduce at a faster rate, so now they're dying out at a faster rate, a 3-to-1 ratio. Okay, this 456 took me back to CeeLo when I used to play dice and shit. Three dice is three cubes. Three cubes is three crosses. Okay, three crosses is matching up around this time of April as we speak. Okay, a 456 when you're that one CeeLo. So when you get that CeeLo, boom, nigga. But the C represents a gamma. The low represents is hitting below. Okay, there's going to be a gamma that's hitting. So them three crosses was not talking about motherfucking three people. I mean, there's a story with it, but at the end of the day, when you realize they study genetics while we're playing this metaverse game, they're studying our genetics. Why? Because the cycle, all this energy is composed in our fucking genetics. Remember, we're prisoners of war. So you think prisoners of war would literally be having fun like this? Come on, bro. It's a motherfucking spell. You have to wake up. Take the shit off. Feel me? You wake up. You gotta wake up. Cause now your soul, you start operating this body from where you're actually at. If anything, they probably think I'm dead because somehow there's a Margaret Thompson with my shit that's popping up on my little social. And I had an affidavit just to sign back into it. But nigga affidavit right back out of it. It's just like some whole weird shit, you feel me? But it's some stuff I have to take care of, you know? Because we were born sovereign. And we, by the name or the business entity, that business entity is has ownership of the land, genetic wise, because the land is also the output to our input. Dealing with the land is literally our body, and you can't be manipulating the land because now you're manipulating people, and that's terrorism. And I say the United States has been doing that across the world. Shame on you. Woe to you if you act like you're not listening to this shit when we know that you funded YouTube millions of dollars for FBI investigations. I know you're investigating shit like this way more than drugs because a lot of drugs is still on the street. Y'all are part of the drugs corporation. You put it right back on the street, all types of shit. Then you teach motherfuckers to be scientists. Well, the scientist helpers. Which at the end of the day, you're taking from nature, manipulating nature, and then selling it on the street for your own wealth, and then lock up other people who do the same damn thing and might do it better than you and make money. Just because they're not making money through you, now it's a problem. That's another violation. You fucked up. It's called a class act investigation. You fucked that all up. Just like you was studying as the weed and the coke. The coke acts just like the clouds, right? And the weed acts just like the sun. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. And these emotions are like atoms. So when you have a certain emotion or trauma attached to your soul, you're actually reproducing an atom with that energy and thought and consciousness. Reason why I say remove the anxiety, remove the fear naturally. Don't take no potions or drugs to do so. Take the nourishment from the ground. in your own mind, because mind over matter. Okay? It's your A and B is tied to this C and D, nature. Together, you create a diamond energy within. Peace, God.